this cosplay contest specifically is that every single person in this line here made at least 70% of their costume. They are all crafters, sewers, painters, wig workers, talented from bottom to top. It is crazy what these guys can do. So, we're gonna see them walk across the stage, display all of their costume in all of their glory, and we're gonna cheer for every single person. You hear that? Get ready to cheer. Your lungs are gonna be sore by the end. Now, my name is Manna. I'm gonna be your host for today, but more important than me, let's welcome our judges to the stage. Our judges are cosplay guests in the cosplay area. If you've met them, stopped by their booths. Each of them are uniquely qualified to judge the contest, and they're going to take a moment to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth. I go by count.elizabeth on both Instagram and TikTok. I've been cosplaying since I was 14, so that was... Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how long it's been. I'm not going to tell you. But I mostly focus on sustainable cosplay when it comes to my personal cosplay, so using non-traditional materials, reusing as much as possible. That's my big focus. I also mostly sew, so that's kind of what I was looking for when everyone came through. I was like, did anyone use anything cool to make something? That's my favorite part. So yeah, hi.
Hello. My name is Benji, but I go by Oddcat Cosplay everywhere. Primarily, TikTok and Instagram is where you're gonna find me. That's where most of my stuff is. For me, one of my passions in cosplay is all of the accessories. So I love wigs, I love props, I love armors, all those extra bits and pieces that you put on to elevate those excellently constructed pieces you built. That's where my wheelhouse is. I'm an animatronic artist in my daily life, so all those little bits and baubles, that's what gets me through. So, yeah, like I said, you can find me online at Oddcat Cosplay. Super excited to be here. I hope you guys are super ready for some of the coolest costumes I've ever seen. So, they're about to come out.
And your third overlord for the evening, which was not planned. We did not plan this. I'm Alyssa. I go by Fall from Grace Cosplay pretty much anywhere you can find me. And I have the best hype crew. I am a disabled cosplayer. I'm legally blind. I'm primarily a sewist, but my thing is making sure cosplay is for all. And I really look for texture, since texture is mostly my key sensory when I'm navigating in life. So that was something that was really important to me, is the nitty-gritty details, all the texture, the sewing, the finishing details, all that good stuff. So it's gonna be really, really awesome.
And with that, let's get to the best part of the show. Let's see some costumes. Kicking off our show today, we have Fox Club cosplaying Lumine from Genshin Impact. Next up, we have Sneezy cosplaying Leafos from Viva Pinata. Give it up for Rainy Kane, cosplaying Rainy the Wingless Fairy from Pixie Hollow. Next up, we have Levi no Jutsu cosplaying Vessel Marie Token from Sleep Token. Phase Connect. Next up, we have River of Fire cosplaying Dr. Veritas Ratio from Hellcat Star Rail. Please welcome Alex So's cosplaying CL Phantom Hive from Black Butler. Give it up for Mabel Harley cosplaying Met Gala Coraline Jones from Coraline. Next to the stage, we have Celestia cosplaying Rio from Gachi Akata. Next up, we have Ido Craze cosplaying Rockio from Ganoja. Give it up for Nezumi Creations cosplaying Yakimaru from Dororo. Next to the stage, we have Dolly Devil cosplaying the Mangle from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Next up, we have Joanna Jones cosplaying Bomb Devil from Chainsaw Man. Please welcome Violet cosplaying Link from The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Next up, we have Summer cosplaying White Lily Cookie from Cookie Run Kingdom. Next, we have Jay Wu cosplaying Quan Chi from Chainsaw Man. hello to Nikki Violet Cosplay as Sailor Mercury from Sailor Moon Superline. Next up, we have Mystified by Art cosplaying Miss Summer, her original character. Next, we got Kim and Destiny cosplaying Peak Scouts from Peak. Please welcome Avery cosplaying Pokemon from My Little Pony. Our next cosplayer is Gracie as Glam Rock Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Please welcome Chloe cosplaying Savage Land Rogue from X-Men. Next up, we got Amelia cosplaying Geeta from Gotcha Avatar. And last but certainly not least, we have Nat cosplaying Emma Frost and Jeff from Marvel Rivals. Let's give a round of applause to all the cosplayers today. Now we are going to take a brief pause for our judges to deliberate. They saw all of these costumes earlier today, and with that final performance, they're going to decide who's taking home our various awards. Judges, you may leave the stage. We'll hide behind that curtain. Hand the microphone over to the judges because I don't know anything about judging these costumes. That's going to be all of them.
All right. So, as I mentioned before, I'm primarily a sewist, but you did not know this. I'm also obsessed with fairies. However, it's not just that's the reason why I chose this person. If you flipped the seams, they were perfectly pressed. Every little detail was so perfectly finished. They made accessories, props, the whole nine. It was truly, they grew geodes on their wings. Like, come on, that's crazy. So my Judge's Choice Award is going to Rainy Kane, who is Rainy the Wingless Fairy.
I realize I didn't tell my competitors what's going on very much. When you come up here, you may receive an award If you do receive an award, you're gonna come take the award from our lovely judges, pose right here on the center X for your photo, and then you can come hang out over here on the side of the stage. We're gonna take a big group photo at the end.
All right, friends. For my Judges Award, I was really drawn to one of our competitors who is quite young. This is one of their first builds, not their very first, but one of their first, and they decided to take on some pretty large undertakings. They showed some really impressive skill work, especially for their age and experience, and a lot of phenomenal potential, which is what drew me to them. And also, I'm a wig guy. I love a good wig. So for those reasons, my judge's choice is Celestia, who is Rio from...
All right, and okay, and then there was one. So my judge's choice went to someone who I was super interested by. They made some really cool choices that I never would have thought of when it comes to cosplaying, especially when it comes to like wigs and hairstyling. And for something that was their first made cosplay, it's really cool. And again, they were super excited talking about it, and I can tell that they have a very, very, very promising cosplay career ahead of them. So my judge's choice goes to Chloe, our Savage Land Rogue.
All right, now we're going to get more into the technical awards. So this one is Best Armor, and even though I'm early on my armor career, this was still very impressive. I think we all agreed, like hands down, this is the best armor of the day. And that's gonna go to Jay Woo.
All right, so the next award that I'm going to be presenting is for a category that I am very glad that it made it on here. I am a super big fan of taking a character or a concept and really just doing what you want with it and really exercising your creative muscles. So for Best Original Design, it goes to Mystify by Art for Miss Summer.
All right, phenomenal work. Our next category is going to be for Best Prop. We saw a lot of really impressive props today, a lot of cool armors and weapons and canes and staffs and instruments. But what stuck out to me is our friends here who have won this category, because it was a little bit of all of the above that they brought into the prop category today. It was like a never-ending bag of tricks, one thing after the other, all handcrafted, all phenomenal, all the way down to the very bag that they're in. That was also handcrafted. So for that reason, Kim and Destiny, you guys are our best props today. That's for the stats, baby.
right, so next is going to be Best Youth, and this is always one of my favorite categories because it really shows, one, how stinking talented these kids are, and it just shows us what to look forward to them in the future. And I think all three of us kind of got a little emotional seeing this person. I'm not gonna cry, but this was just so impressive, and it honestly, I could go on about it, but this is going to go to Violet, who is Ling.
All right, moving into our next category, which is going to be Best Novice. We all kind of agreed this was our biggest category, so trust me, this was a very, very difficult decision for all of us. So this took a lot of, this is the last one. It was the last one that we landed on because we really sat and wanted to make sure that everyone was, we had everybody and we really wanted to make sure. So this person has wonderful craftsmanship, made almost the entire thing themselves, and it's gorgeous. The way that it moved on stage was beautiful. And so Best Novice is going to go to Nikki Violet for Senior Mercury.
Little ear malfunction. All right, moving on from there, our next category is going to be our Best Journeyman. When it got into this, obviously, as you start to walk up through our categories here, we're expecting a little bit more, because for any creatives in the audience, you're never done. You're always trying to do a little bit more. So for our Best Journeyman, our person here, they took something that upon first glance you might think is quite simple, but when I tell you, every piece of it was as clean as you could be. Do you know how many corners are on this thing? How many triangles and corners that they sewed with excellence? Every piece of it is cohesive. The color palette is phenomenal. They incorporated multiple kinds of craftsmanship, from their sewing to their foam work. All of their clasps were clean, all of their magnets were placed, and they were simply a phenomenal choice here. So for our Best Journeyman, we are going to award that to Sneezy as Lithos from Viva Pinata.
All right, and it gets harder and harder. Those expectations are going to continue to rise as we move up in these categories. So for Best Master, we didn't have as many masters because, again, it's hard to move up and you're continuing your skills. But this one, there was something to look at 360, 100%. And again, I love detail, I love sparkle, I love all of that. And this is just a really cool piece to look at. So this is going to go to River of Fire as Dr. Raquel.
All right, now we are on to the big one. This is going to be our Best in Show, and this cosplay kind of blew me away the second they walked in. Just so impressive and so creative, and they really did not leave anything out. It is so incredibly detailed, and it is, that word, it's so good. Again, I was floored the second they walked in, and their attention to detail was just absolutely incredible.
Building off of that, like I mentioned a little bit before, as many of us here in Orlando do, I do work in the theme parks. I'm an animatronic artist, but I've also been a wig artist and a costume artist for the parks as well. And one thing we focus on over and over and over again, the further you push into a professional space with costuming, is cohesion throughout your entire piece. From your head to your toe, we want to know that every single piece was considered to create that most realistic, full-bodied image of who you are, especially in your costumes. And this person, they did an incredible job of putting all of that together, making sure each piece was detailed literally down to their toes. And all of that together made it very, very clear that this level of excellence deserved to be rewarded.
And when I say the sewing on this was the best of the day, like, it's insane. Like, if you have the chance to look at it, I know it's going to end shortly after, but if you have the chance, please get a look at it. Every little detail is perfect. It is truly, truly remarkable. I mean, just no words. You'll get it when you see it. Alright. So best in show goes to
Yumi Creation.
and her arm comes off. Like,
Now I would like to invite all of our competitors up to the front of the stage and our judges to pose for one giant group photo. And a big warm round of applause for all of our award winners and every single competitor that entered this contest today. Thank you all so much. All of the cosplayers are welcome to come up and pose for the photo. You're all welcome. Come on up.
Some of y'all can hang out on the floor to kind of expand it.
Oh yeah, you can come on over to the red carpet.
I'll get you.
But I think you should be in the front in the red carpet. Yeah, right up front. You gotta go right in the middle, bud. All the way over.
There's so many. Yeah. So many people. Okay.
Do you want them centered more?
Oh yeah, if I could get y'all over.
Okay.
And would you mind sitting down so I can Alright, I have to sit a little further back than usual. Oh my god, I have to sit a little further back than usual. Alright, look this way. 3, 2, 1. Alright, and I think that's good. Oh my god. Alright, everybody.
All right. Thank you all so much for coming out to Brick City Anime Festival 2026.
Yeah.
The craftsmanship cosplay contest this year was absolutely amazing. Some of the fiercest competition we've seen in the past few years. Now, if you were